Alright, so today we are going to compare the Leatherman Wave, the original, which you can't really get anymore. The Leatherman Wave Plus, which is $120 and comes with a sheath. Versus the Leatherman Wave Alpha, which is around $200 and no sheath. So let's compare these three. So here are the three side by side. When it comes to the Wave and the Wave Plus, the only difference is the wire cutters on the Wave is permanent, while the wire cutters on the Wave Plus is replaceable in case they get dull. Take a closer look. But I've had this for over 10 years and they still cut wire just fine. But if you cut a lot of wire, then these would be better. So other than that, these are identical. So here is the Wave Plus and the Alpha. So let's just compare these two, since the only difference between the Wave Plus and the standard Wave is that cutter. And I could say my wife liked the Alpha so much that she made me get her one, so we can compare this one so you can see it a little better. So the main difference is the knife. The Alpha comes with the MagnaCut steel, which is supposed to be a lot tougher, hold its edge better, and more corrosion resistant. While the standard Wave Plus does not. So this one can cut, supposedly can cut better. So very sharp. I would say equally as sharp. And here is the Wave, which is over 10 years old, and I've been carrying it every day in uniform for over 10 years. And as you can see, the blade is used. Not as sharp, but still very sharp. So it is definitely duller than these other two, but I also have never sharpened this. So over 11 years, as you can see, I have used it and it is still very sharp. So do you really need the MagnaCut? It'd be nice to have, but it's not necessary because the original steel is very good on the original Wave, or the Wave Plus. Now, another difference is the knife is easier to find on the Alpha because it does have this little notch right here, so you know that is the knife, while sometimes it's hard to find because this one does have the serrated. That's the other difference, is they replaced the serrated with the scissors. And if you open it all the way, then it engages this part, so then now there's a spring that holds the scissors open. So the scissors are a lot nicer here and located on the outside, while the original, or the Wave Plus, has the serrated. Now they both are going to have the same file. And saw. Now, inside, you're going to have the can opener, and they both do well in opening cans. So Freedom Choice black beans. So you get the point. So equally as good. Next you can see the screwdriver, which it does have a Phillips and a flat. And these are, you could get more bits that will go into the sheath. And I would say they work well. If you look at my Wave Plus, this thing is kind of beat up, but still very functional, but also replaceable. And on the other side, this is also different since this one has the scissors. So the Wave has the scissors, which you have to open up. And there you go. So this one definitely has better scissors. So, and this has this little tool, which is like a little knife. And then next, you got your little screwdriver. That is the same here. And a smaller screwdriver, which works great also. And you got your Phillips and your flathead on both. And these works great too. As you can see, the one on my Wave is definitely beat up, but still totally functional. The next difference is the handle. So the Wave and Wave Plus, it's like an all metal construction. If you could see, yeah, so they're both all metal construction. While the Wave Alpha, it does have this composite material. They call it the G10 scale, which is a composite or an epoxy material. And with, you can't see it as well in the black one because it's all black. But when it comes to the orange one, you can see where the composite material starts. But then you could also get it in blue and this orange color other than just black and silver when it comes to the Wave Plus. So that's a big difference. If you want all metal construction, then do not get the Alpha. So we'll see how well this lasts since I haven't had it that long. So there you have it. I've had the Leatherman Wave on my belt while in uniform since probably over 10 years now. And this is pretty much how I carry it with this sheet. So it does have a place to put a flashlight, and I kind of forced the place to put chapstick because stationed in Alaska where it's cold and dry. Also, when I've taken this on 2 deployments, so just in the desert where it's hot and dry, I actually use my chapstick more than anything else in here. This is pretty much identical to this, so this would hold up as much as this does, and it does have the replaceable wire cutters. Now, and this one also comes with a sheath. Now, I don't really like the sheath because it doesn't have a place to put my flashlight, so I actually bought this sheath so I can put my flashlight on it for this. So, which one do I pick? The Alpha. Because I do like the scissors better on the outside. I actually use these scissors a lot. Well, on this one a lot. When deployed, I don't carry any manicuring things, so I actually use this one to cut my fingernails when I'm downrange and don't have any other way to do it. And the knife. I do like the Magna Cut. If you look at one of my other videos when it comes to the Leatherman Arc, I actually open up a coconut using the Leatherman tool, so it's very durable. And I actually like the composite material. It feels better in your hand, and my wife liked it so much that when she felt mine, she wanted her own. And I did get an extra sheath for this, so my choice is the Alpha. Even though it costs more, it will be on my belt when I'm in civvies for a very long time.